Good afternoon,
Good
Marie. How are you?
afternoon. Really well. Good afternoon from Magdalena, Laguna.
Yes, good afternoon. Wow, ganda, ganda ng background mo ah. Hindi yan Zoom
Hindi.
background.
Tunay yan, tunay. Walang ano
Tunay,
yan,
tunay
fake.
na background.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
uh, and good afternoon to all the people watching on the live stream and most especially watching on the replay. Will be
Tunay yan, tunay. Walang ano yan, fake.
wait, sorry. And uh, and good afternoon to all the people watching on the live stream and most especially watching on the replay. Yun, nag-feedback lang. We're with Marie of CalaBoo and we'll be talking about the CalaBoo story during this time. Please join us. Like and share this video. My name is Anton Diaz, founder of Our Awesome Planet. And we're awesome live with the CalaBoo and the Dairy Godmother.
Yes, yes you are.
Can you do a short film?
All right, Marie. So excited for you to share your story kasi a lot of people actually wanted to know your story of CalaBoo. Can you do a short introduction of what a
Sure.
CalaBoo is and how did you get yourself in Magdalena, Laguna?
Okay, good. So I'm going to try to be quick. So my name is Marie Cavosora. I'm the founder and social entrepreneur behind CalaBoo Dairyard. We actually started in Gawad Kalinga Enchanted Farm in 2016. That's where I actually met Anton Diaz and our awesome planet. So it has evolved into many things. But when we started there, because it was incubation stage, we were supported by the Gawad Kalinga Network and also by the Philippine Carabao Center, where I learned a lot about the carabaos. So when I started there, I was part of the team, the social enterprise team sa GK Enchanted Farm, where we actually learned from Tito Tony how to love the poor as family. So social entrepreneurship became very real to me as a sustainable way to help uplift our country in a meaningful manner because my background is primarily corporate. So parang paano ko to makakatulong with what I know instead of volunteering in NGOs, but really use my skills that started. So that I've been honing for many, many years, first at school and in my corporate experience in the States. So we started purveying high value products. We were doing butter and yogurts. Kasi when we partnered with the Philippine Carabao Center in Nueva they had this amazing facility that was underutilized. So we talked with them, said, okay, let's create something amazing. So we were actually featured by our awesome planet on our launch.
Oh,
I remember in November, almost 5 years ago,
kailan yan?
2016,
5 years. Wow. That
November
is
11, 2016 at the
wow.
Ascot, diba? So parang,
Wow.
we had that really, so Chef Miko Aspiras was there, right?
Yeah.
And si Gaita was also very supportive of our
Ang sarap ng
endeavors.
butter na yun ah. Ang sarap ng
Oo
butter
nga
na yun.
eh, so good. But even now, people ask, when are you going to sell your butter? But honestly, at this point, we can't because it takes 15 liters of milk, fresh milk, to make 1 kilo of butter.
Wow.
Okay, so it's just something for you to think about. So fast forward to recently, we're now in Magdalena, Laguna. It turns out it's actually my mom's hometown. When we moved
Mm.
here in late 2017, it was originally to be with my mom. She was aging now, but she's passed away last year. But it's all good. And Magdalena has a long history of carabao dairying, over 100 years old, right?
Wow.
So I kind of, yeah, so parang I was reacquainted with that. But what's really great about it is all the farmers have actually been parang organized by the Philippine Carabao Center. So
Okay.
kanina, I mentioned na Philippine Carabao Center was our partner as a social enterprise. But separately, Philippine Carabao Center also partnered with the local farmers in Magdalena because
Mhm.
of the local history of matanda na siya. So when I came here, the farmers were trained in best practices, modern dairying practices. Right? So tamang-tama lang because
Sakto,
it
no?
wasn't
Parang
intentional.
sakto.
Sakto lang,
Oo.
talagang sakto. And I would have to say, I have to tell this story now. It was really COVID-19 that birthed this CalaBoo 2.0, I would say. COVID 2020, but CalaBoo 2.0. When we started it many years ago, it was support the smallholder carabao farmers. But COVID forced us, all of us, right, to look at what are the immediate resources in our hands, right? Kasi nakakulong tayo, di ba? Wala na tayong magagawa. And then I shifted the focus to what is there, and unsung, untapped women. They're really the backbone of our society, rural women, right? The salt of the earth. And so I decided to shift my focus to women empowerment. Kasi while the farmers are there producing the raw materials, taking care of carabaos, sino yung nagpo-produce? Sino yung nagpapatakbo, right? Like in a household, sino ba talaga ang nagpapatakbo ng household kundi ang mga nanay, right? Yung tatay, magbibili ng income, but it was the moms who run the household. Nag-aalaga, nagluluto, naglalaba. Very well versed in multitasking. So I found them here, started with kasambahays, right? Our own kasambahays. But also, most importantly, in the cooperative that we work with, it's actually a woman, believe it or not, who's putting it together. Kasi sa co-op, it's not the farming, eh. It's the running of that organization, right? You organize the farmers, you collect, you test the milk, you also process. So she's one of our dairy godmothers. And Antonio, you're going to interview her, and also Shierly. She is part of our kasambahay, whom I have trained up. I have the fortune and the opportunity to train up to become part of the CalaBoo team. So when we shifted our attention to women empowerment of rural women, the low-income rural women, some of them are 4-piece recipients. Parang the intention is for them to become co-operators and co-owners, right? Kasi now with COVID, diba, we really have to figure out what our own resources are. We can't rely on investments or even major government support. So lahat kami nagbo-bootstrap, and we continue to evolve. So before I said we were doing butters and yogurts because we have an amazing facility. But because of these changes, we started our own. Kasi dairy has been around for centuries, right? So we have the innate capacity to make something amazing out of it. So instead of butter and yogurt, we have now our chocolate milk products.
Chocolate milk.
Dark chocolate milk with Auro chocolates. So of course we have to use the best ingredients. We start with grass-fed carabao milk. You don't want to adulterate it with anything else na hindi mabuti, right? So Auro dark chocolate, raw sugar, and that's really pretty much it. I mean, as pure as possible, right? And we also have a milk.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
No, just wanted to interrupt you about carabao's milk versus like cow's milk or
Milk.
other
Yes.
okay. Milk. Yeah, why carabao's milk?
Well, carabao's milk is actually higher in fat, which is good, meaning more energy, right? So about, I think, 100 milliliters is equivalent to 200 calories versus like 120 calories of cow. So more energy, higher in fat, which means thicker and creamier, and higher in proteins. Aside from that, it's higher in vitamin A, C, and E, almost double the calcium than cow milk, right? So maraming mga vitamins and minerals, na mga micronutrients that are just higher than cow milk. When I compare to the imported versions, one of the things we have to think about is how are these animals raised? Most of the stuff, the dairy that comes from abroad, right? We import 99% of dairy, come from major production facilities. And most of the animals there are raised in COFA, parang big facilities that the animals are not even properly cared for. They're fed, growth hormones, antibiotics, so just really pump up the milk volume. But we don't do that here. This is talagang grass-fed, sinusuga pala. I mean, they just graze it. Because most of the owners of our carabaos are smallholder farmers. So talagang sustainable siya in a way. Right? So higher in nutrients, but one of the most important things is the bioavailability. Not a lot of people talk about it. Most of the milk are fortified, right? And fortified with vitamins, blah, 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 A, B, etc. Fortified with calcium. But just because it's fortified, just because it's in the milk, it doesn't mean your body can absorb it. Right? But because this milk contains all the natural nutrients na, it's easily absorbed by our bodies. So that's one of the things that we also need to think about when we talk about carabao milk that's local also, and cow milk that's imported.
Mas masarap rin ba yung carabao's milk?
Siyempre, I mean, fat is good, right? I mean, let's face it. I mean, that's what makes the world go round. Butter makes the world go round. Fat makes the world go round. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why you actually need fat to feel full.
Oh,
Alam mo yun, so
yes.
it's not the sugars, it's not the carbs, it's the fat that you need. So mga low fat is actually not necessarily good for you if you want to feel satisfied, right? Nothing
Okay.
beats fat.
What are the other products? I have actually a lot of questions, and then we'll
Okay.
bring in the dairy godmothers.
Yes, sige. Pa? So okay, so our other products are so the dark chocolate milk comes in actually three variants. So raw sugar, stevia, and we also have mint. So mint chocolate. Other people compare it to
Mint
Andes.
chocolate. Oo.
Mint chocolate. Parang siyang peppermint patty. We also have the milk chocolate. Wala siyang tableya. It's milkier. So if you like milk, you would want this because it's milkier. The other one is more chocolatey. So if you're not masyadong mahilig sa gatas, the dark chocolate is really, this is like drinking actual chocolate bar. Okay. And for Christmas, because we wanted to do something special, we have this goo. Anton, you've tried this already.
Oh,
It's
yeah. Sarap nun. Pero can you explain what it is? Yeah.
okay. So this chocolate goo, para siyang Nutella but better. Sorry, better. Bakit? Kasi may carabao milk siya. There's no milk powders, no fake oils. It's really the milk, the dark chocolate, honey, and of course some raw sugar
Mhm.
to really bring it all together. So this is the goo that you can taste. So para siyang, you can put it
Oo.
on pancakes, you can eat it on its own, you can eat it with a croissant, you can eat it with fruits. So yan siya. And you can keep it unrefrigerated for like 2 to 3 days, enough to get it to your mga gifties for Christmas. And then you put it in the
Yes.
fridge. So if
Oo.
it lasts 1 month in the fridge, but I'm sure it won't last kasi maubos nyo na ito. So it
Oo.
comes in other flavors like mint. We can also put
Yes.
chili that you tried also. We can put
Oo.
almonds,
Pero ang favorite namin yung candied orange.
candied orange. Okay siya. And
Oo.
that candied orange is also made from scratch. It's not
Ah,
bought from a store. So tunay siyang orange na grated and everything. So that's what
and
it's a
everything.
great, yeah,
Wow.
candied orange, cranberries, walnuts. So you tell us what you want, and then we can
Uh,
even make a special label for you. Diba for Christmas we like that. Diba? Good cross
yes.
from this family. So you can do that. And of course we have our quesong puti. The quesong puti is tried and true. And again, it's just made with fresh carabaos milk, salt, and rennet. You don't need anything else. And because we pack it in its way, it stays fresher longer. So meron akong kwento. Of course, you also tried that. I met this guy from Venice just a few days ago. He moved here. He has this restaurant in Venice for over 23 years. You know, Italians know their mozzarella.
Wow.
Tinikman niya yung quesong puti. He actually sent me a text. I tried it and it's very good quality. Kung ayaw niyo maniwala, papadala ko yung text niya. But I'm so excited about it. And Anton, we have to go to his home. They host
Where?
dinners for small
Where?
families in
Where?
Batangas. Let's plan it. He makes his
Wow.
own sausages. He makes his own pizzas. Right now he has limoncello, calamancello. I'll let
Of
you taste that
course.
also when you come. Right.
Sige,
So
let's plan that. Okay.
yeah. So to
What
complement
else?
the quesong puti, our dairy godmothers also made a jam, which you've tried also, Anton, right? So this is a jam that's made out of calamansi, chia seeds, and blue ternate flour. So meron siyang reddish hue. Ganon siya. So chia seeds, it's super healthy for you. Para siyang guava jelly to a certain extent, if you miss the guava jelly. But it's also good with quesong puti, right? When you tried it when you came here. So
Yes.
those are our main products for now. So yes, it's a far cry from butter, but this is just as deeply satisfying. And who doesn't
Oh,
like
yes.
chocolate? Who doesn't like chocolate? Right?
And maybe can you bring in the dairy godmothers? I wanted to
Yes,
ask them.
yes, please. Okay, this is Marienie. Okay, Mar, dito ka. Marienie, she's actually been with the co-op from the beginning pa. Upo ka dito, Mar.
Marie also.
Marie with an N-I-E. Tapos si
Marienie
Shirley. Tapos Shirley, dito ka katabi.
Dito ka. Katabi tayo.
and Shirley.
Upo ka
Yon.
Kita, di ba? Okay ba yung ilaw? So, should I just remove? Anton, alisin ko yung ano. Okay ba yung ganyan? Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear.
Ayan.
Hi!
Dito kayo. Mainit. Ayan kayo, di ba?
Ayun. Yes, so maybe hi Marie and Shirley. Marienie and Shirley.
Marienie.
Marie and Shirley. So How was it when you guys when you were starting to produce the product? Paano ba kayo na-train ni Marie? How was the process? Maybe can you share with us a story?
Ikaw, Marienie.
Paano
PCC.
nagsimula?
Nag-train po kami sa PCC. Yon, sa Philippine Carabao Center, Los Baños. Bago kami nag-hands-on talaga sa pagpaprocess.
Okay.
Testing, milk testing.
Milk testing, quality control,
Oo.
pagpaprocess.
Ano yan?
Food
Throughout the
safety.
pandemic na yan? Or before the pandemic?
Before pa, I started talagang mag-process at saka mag-ano sa dairy since 2015.
Okay.
Matagal na.
Matagal na.
Matagal na.
So, anong mga roles nyo in CalaBoo? Anong ginagawa nyo? Shierly and Marienie.
Shierly daw, hindi ako
Anong ginagawa mo? Yeah.
Ako po nag-a-assist kay Marienie. Ako rin yung mga nag-aasikaso ng deliveries, at saka yung mga orders, packaging, and materials. Ako rin yung mga bumibili ng mga ginagamit sa CalaBoo.
Oo. Kamusta naman? Paano nyo ginagawa yung mga product? Mahirap ba gawin yung mga products? And
Mabilis
why
lang.
do people buy it? Yeah.
Ano yun?
Ano po? Excuse me, sorry.
Hindi. Can you tell us paano yung process nyo paano ginagawa nyo? How to process the milk from the pagkuha nyo ng carabaos milk and then to processing it to creating the finished product? Paano ba yan?
So from the farm, dadalhin po yan sa processing site. Itetest po natin yan ng APT na temperature, itetest natin, ibubukod natin kung saan class siya. Class A, Class B. So Class A, ang ginagamit po namin pagpo-process. And then from then, tsaka pa lang kami mag-start ng pagpo-process kung anong order, kung anong merong gagawin. Kung ano po yung order nila, yun ang gagawin namin.
Paano preno-process yung milk?
Ano pa?
Paano preno-process yung milk?
Kitchen time.
Oo. Usually, anong ginagawa niya?
Sa double boiler po ang ginagamit namin. Hindi po kami nagpo-process ng milk directly sa burner kasi, milk is sensitive, madaling masunog. Tapos pag na-reach niya yung kanyang, may certain temperature siya na kailangan i-reach. For example, sa fresh milk, iba yung temperature niya. Sa chocolate, dark chocolate, tsaka sa choco milk and sa queso. So, kapag na-reach na po niya yung temperature niya, tsaka pa lang namin siya i-remove sa heat and then i-cool down. Sa isang cooler na maraming yelo, at least for 10 minutes kailangan ma-cool down na siya bago siya i-packaging, sir.
Wow, nice. Shierly, ano yung bestseller ng CalaBoo? Ano bang mga hinahanap ng mga tao?
Quesong puti po at saka dark chocolate. Meron po kami bagong pinopromote ngayon, yung ChocoGoo.
Oo. Kamusta ba 'yon? Masarap ba 'yon?
Masarap po. Ito po yung bago kong ginagawa, ChocoGoo.
Oo. Ano sabi ng mga tao?
Si Shirley kasi used to work in a factory, food factory. So she knows.
Okay. She knows how to do it. Oo. Paano mo ginagawa yan, Shirley?
Ito po, ginawa na po siya, ChocoGoo. Pinapakulo po siya sa boiling water din po, tas halo ng 1 oras hanggang magkapal siya bago po siya ibabatal. May secret ingredients po.
Mayroong secret. May secret ingredient. Sige. So alam ko nagpo-process. Touch of love. Okay.
Yes.
So paano ba ito alam ko nandiyan si Marie, no? Pero I wanted to ask you, how is it working with CalaBoo? Kamusta ba? Bago dumating si Marie dyan, di ba? I'm sure you guys are...
Malis na.
Malis na. Sige, so kwentan mo ako, how's working with Marie and CalaBoo during the pandemic?
Sa akin, sa experience ko, wala naman po kaming nagiging problema. Basta kailangan lang ang mga orders and everything and delivery, kailangan yan lagi siyang, ang gusto niya laging updated, laging on time. At syempre, ang talagang number one na concern talaga niya sa facility ay yung talagang cleanliness talaga po. Yun talaga siya. Na dapat naman talaga sa isang processing area.
Malinis.
Malinis talaga siya.
So meron na kayong sarili nyong processing area?
Yes po.
Wow, galing. Ikaw naman, Shirley, kamusta naman? Working for CalaBoo. How was your experience?
Okay naman po. After ng work namin sa CalaBoo, every day nagba-Bible study kami, nagpe-praise. Yun po yung mga pag-libangan namin, wala na, tapos na yung trabaho, nag-worship na po kami. Meron kaming mini ministry.
Oh, ang galing. No, I love that story. Was that crucial in the company ba?
Apo.
Bakit?
Hindi ko narinig.
Sa tingin ko, syempre, kasi si Miss Marie, and we also believe that ito ang CalaBoo ay hindi magiging possible kung hindi niya po ginusto, kung hindi kalooban ni God. So lahat ng ginagawa namin dito, yan po ay ibinabalik po namin ang papuri kay Lord. At the same time kasi po, ang ginagawa namin, nagpo-produce kami ng mga product na makakasaya po sa mga tao. Basta lahat ng ginagawa namin dito at dito sa business ng CalaBoo, ang center po nito ay si God.
Wow. Galing Sige, bago ko tawagin ulit si Marie, maybe can you invite them to buy CalaBoo products this this December season?
Saan ba? Saan ba yung CalaBoo products niyo?
Hindi, imbitahin nyo sila. Imbitahin nyo lahat ng mga nanonood.
Okay. Doon po sa mga viewers natin, try nyo po ang mga products ng CalaBoo. We have the dark chocolate, the kesong puti, and yung bago po nila, yung marmalade, at saka yung
Honey Choco Goo.
hindi kayo magsisisi, promise. Napaka-unique ng lasa. Kung sa unang tikim mo, masasabi mo na wow, lasang imported, which is locally made lang po.
Oo nga.
So sana po ay suportahan niyo po ang CalaBoo at bumili po kayo ng mga products. Thank you.
Right. Congratulations good luck to all of you.
Yes po.
Very Godmothers. Alright. Nandiyan ba si Marie? Nandiyan si Marie.
Miss Marie. Ikaw na po.
Congrats Thank you
Apo.
Maraming salamat.
Oo, umalis na ako para para honest yung answers nila, hindi sila kinukuha.
Pwede na po
Magpa-process na kayo. So, magpa-process na sila.
Oo, alright.
Thanks, Mar. Thanks, Shirl.
Ang galing naman ng ginagawa mo dyan sa sa Magdalena. But I'm sure hindi madali yung process Marie, going to where you are right now. And of course, integrating your ministry also in that service. But siguro, what was the biggest challenge you encountered getting to this point? Of course, syempre, pandemic is there, no? But I guess aside from that, you came from Enchanted Farm and then talagang nag-relocate ka pa sa Magdalena, Laguna, di ba?
I know.
What was your biggest learning during this whole process?
People are really important. You have to get people to believe in what you're doing. And really, we can't do anything without them. I mean, that's really it. I cannot underestimate the value of relationships and trust. And humility. Humility. It's so important because I can order them around, tell them kailangan mo itong gawin. Pero, I mean, in the end, we just have to dignify them and honor these women as partners. Right? Nakikiusap. Right? Just don't make utos, especially when we deal with food. You taste, diba, when you go home, you go to someone's house and they make something, alam mo, with love talaga yon. Right? And it's really what we want to be able to share with others. It's corny, but it's true, it's like the love. You really taste the love of when you eat. So, people talaga. And this is something I learned with GK, something I continue to learn in my master's in entrepreneurship. People are your most important assets. And in here, it's because they give so much more than what you pay them for. We wake up at 2:00 in the morning for deliveries, like 3 days out of the week. And it's okay because nagtataya lahat. everybody makes taya. Right.
Pero
So
paano mo sila paano ka nila pinagkatiwalaan? Kasi you're coming from outside, you're coming home, di
exactly.
ba? Usually, ang
Mm-mm.
hirap pagkatiwalaan yung mga ganun. So, how did you
Yeah.
get there?
Yeah. I think it started kasi 'di ba I think I mentioned kina si Shierly was our kasambahay, right? So she was actually my mom's caregiver. So she could see me, and she knows me inside and out. I mean, we live together, right? So kilala niya yung pagkatao ko.
Mm-mm.
But because she sees me also working hand in hand with them, I'm down in the trenches with them. I stay up late with them, right? I'm very transparent with when the money comes. O ito yung mga bayarin natin. Yung I probably get paid less than them, right? So ako very honest and I seek their opinion. So anong palagay mo dito? And they have a lot of knowledge that we take for granted. And they have social networks that we won't ever have, right? Yung mga relationships with farmers, with vendors here. Marunong sila mag-discard. And this is what I learned sa GK Enchanted Farm, right? Everybody has something to share. The poor, they're not poor. They're poor materially, but they're very wealthy in knowledge, in networks, in malasakit and loyalty. So I showed them what it's like. Kasama tayo dito, hindi lang ako nag-uutos kasi gumagawa din ako. Whatever money that comes in, we share. I mean, dito siya pupunta. Nakikita nila. Nakikita nila yon. So,
Okay.
and I think that's,
May,
yeah.
May mga nagko-comment, Mark Patrick Atabay, and Jose Maria Montelibano, how do we order? Hello, Marie. Kilala mo ba?
Hi, Tito Boy. Thank
Tito Boy.
you.
Yes, si Tito Boy. Yes.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
How do they order sa
Easy
sa
for
Instagram
now.
po?
Yeah. Actually, Facebook on CalaBoo. Of course, I can give you my Viber number. Ganon rin ako. So you can just message me on Viber. That's not a problem at all. So just type it in. You have my number. It's okay. I can take your orders. I can hack it. I can manage that.
Okay.
Because I mean, one of the things really you also want to make sure that we're able to communicate clearly what our products are. I mean, these are our, products of love, right? There's just not things that we crank out. I mean, each one is made in small batches. Like Choco Goo, we can only make at one time 5 liters. It's only like 20 bottles at a time. So it's really
Wow, talaga.
carefully, kumbaga, carefully made, talaga.
Okay.
So to order, just Viber me. So how do I
What's
do
your
that?
number? Your number is put it in the comment sections.
Dito ba siya? Viber.
CalaBoo on Facebook. Yes, may
Viber me.
you can put it in the
Ayan ba yan? Tama ba yun? Chat with hosts and other guests. Yeah.
Okay.
Facebook.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
We'll put it.
Facebook. CalaBoo. Yeah. And of course, we
So,
have our website. Yeah. But best, guys, you can just Viber me and I can handle your orders. And we're still trying to get automated because it keeps on changing. But yeah.
Yeah. I just put it there para
Great.
you can order. All right. Now, before we close it, may mga tanong pa ako sa'yo.
Sige, game.
Hindi. So, I think I'm just inspired by your story. No? You're coming from the US, going back to GK Enchanted Farm. Actually, at the time, I was thinking, na-inspire lang ni Tito Tony to, and then after a few years, we'll go back to the US. No? And then, later on, I found out, you said you're going back to your Magdalena, Laguna, and then I said, okay, sige. Pero, you really stick it out, and right now, you have this, parang it's really your destiny kasi CalaBoo, the Dairy Godmothers, Magdalena, Laguna, going back to your roots. So how was it ba? Was it worth it? Actually, I wanted to ask you, was it worth it to do all of it, parang giving up everything and pursuing? Alam ko kasi it's hard. I tried down that path also. It's really hard. You have to stick. Otherwise, walang mangyari. So was it worth it?
I asked myself that question, to be honest, many times. But when I decided to become a social entrepreneur, when I was at Chike, I asked myself this most important question: do I have the faith? Do I have enough faith to carry it through? Kasi damay ng mga daming ibang tao, di ba? Corporate, walang problema. But these, I'm gonna bring along people to believe in this vision, right? And, for them, it matters. Livelihood nila to eh. Ano yun? Hanap buhay, right? Hanap buhay, literally. So when I resolved that in myself, sige. But now it's reached this point na like, I talk to the Lord talaga. Lord, ito ba't akin ba to? Ayoko nang angkinin. Ayoko na nga eh. Ayoko na. Mahirap. Like, what's in it for me? I mean, I could just go back to the States or go anywhere in the world and work, right? I mean, I've got 2 master's degrees. I graduated with honors undergrad. So parang kaya ko. Ba't ako nandito sa probinsya? But it is, I believe, a calling. And I cannot find this level of happiness and fulfillment, even if I get paid lots and lots of money. In fact, I turned down 2 jobs. I mean, even part-time, because it can never just be part-time, diba? Because whatever I do, I give like 110%. So it's really knowing that this is where I need to be at the moment. So who knows? But for now, dito. So that's what keeps me, right? The knowledge that this is where I totally believe the Lord has put me. And He continues to show His faithfulness. When we started on COVID, wala kami. We have nothing. And then over time, we won a BPI grant. We won enough money to buy a used vehicle so we can deliver. We have enough savings and my own windfall to pay for a processing facility. Sure, it's small, but it's modern and it's clean, because one of the most important things I really want to commit to is food safety and quality. So at least we can manage that. So we have so much now. Now we're like supporting 3, 4, 5 families with nothing, guys, nothing. In less than just like a year and a half, we were able to do that. So for sure, it's hard, but when you see real things manifest, love, the concern of people, right, support, and then you have physical manifestations, parang nafe-feed talaga yung faith mo. Kahit na hindi madali, it's definitely worth it. And parang no one can pay me enough to leave at this point, although gusto ko na many times to give up. But there's nowhere else I could rather, I can't imagine being anywhere else at this time. Mali siya, kakaalis ako.
Yes. Now, last question.
Yes.
I've read in a lot of books that, or even in the European success, cooperatives would be parang the solution to uplift people from, their poor state, diba? And you've started to do that. Any learning on creating cooperatives and for, just for other people creating the same?
Yeah. Well, cooperatives are a bit hard here in the Philippines. I mean, in other countries, yes. But dito, medyo mahirap. Kasi cooperative is one man, one vote. Right? And it really requires an inordinate amount of skills. Kasi, kunyari the farmers, what they know is farming. They're not well-versed in managing the books, the finances, processing. Kailangan ibang skills yun. So then you have to bring in other people. Parang you hire them, or are they part of the cooperative? So madami mga power struggles yan. In fact, in the Philippines, very sad to say, madaming cooperatives na nababagsak because there's greed. Parang madami ng pera bigla. What do you want? Do you invest it in the cooperatives or facilities, or do you just distribute the income amongst yourselves? It's, diba? Dividends, diba? At least with the corporation, you can reinvest it for the corporation. But because the members are the cooperative, kapag may kita, kanya-kanya na. So it's a bit hard. So I know, for me personally, I don't necessarily believe the cooperative is the way to go, but we were looking at corporative, parang privatizing a cooperative. So it's a structure that we're kind of building pa lang, but kinakapa namin because you need the inputs of the members, iba-ibang members, because they have to rise up to those positions. For example, the co-op now, kailangan siya in finance, kailangan siya auditing, pero at the moment, wala pang kita yung organization. So wala rin silang kita. And why am I gonna do that when I can earn more as a farmer? So it just needs very intentional planning and shifting it. Kasi mahirap sa Philippines, from what I've studied anyway also, and from what I know personally, mahirap siya talaga. In other countries, yes, but I don't think we are built for that here in the Philippines culturally. But I'm not saying there's no room for evolving that structure, right? When there's accountability and support. So corporative nga yung pinag-aaralan natin, whatever that looks like.
Galing. All right. Congratulations again. And maybe just
Thanks,
invite them
Anton.
for this December season to gift local,
Yes,
to
please.
promote the product.
Yeah.
And then maybe what other things to expect from CalaBoo in the next year.
Yes, I'm so excited. Okay, so yes, please buy local, you guys. This is really the only way for us, all of us, to have spending power to lift up our country, right? Not petty purchase because we don't want that, but really go for purchases that support the local community. You don't need all the imported stuff. I mean, really, it's not even that good. And yung mga, even with the packaging, we're looking at native packaging. Madami tayong magagaling na native weavers dyan. So, of course, I will have to push our chocogu, which is really, really good, and our marmalade. For CalaBoo, we hope to see you also in Serendra, Alabang, where they're on Saturdays, and Carmel Town at the Strip on Saturdays, also Nuvali on Sundays. But for CalaBoo, we're going to start making puddings, like chocolate puddings, yogurts next year. So those are the two things we're looking at. But wala mo ng butter, you guys. Sorry, I really want to, but not yet. But yogurts for sure, and chocolate puddings, that's in the pipeline. But for now, enjoy muna our new choco goo, which is really spreadable, dippable, and spoonable.
All right. Congratulations. May last comment si Tito Boy.
Okay, Tito Boy, I miss you.
Stay away from being a co-op today, especially if you're building your advocacy. Stay in charge and let your heart share generously.
Amen. Yes. Thanks, Tito. Yeah, love that. Yeah.
Si Tito Boy, support all the
Through
way.
and through. Yes.
All right. All right. Maraming salamat. Thank you for sharing your story and for live streaming there in Magdalena, Laguna. Di ba? Maraming salamat. And guys,
Oy, Anton, yung ultimate taste test mo ulit. Ultimate taste test.
Yes. Yeah. Ultimate taste test November 29 I'm announcing today. So hope you guys can join, and showcase your product.
We won it before. We were one of our, diba, we won at least People's Awards, top 2 or whatever.
Yes,
so.
yes. Oh, yeah.
Hasn't
And guys, please like and subscribe to our awesome planet. Please share this video to your family and friends who are looking for food gifts, especially this Christmas season.
Yes.
And you'll be supporting directly the Magdalena, Dairy Godmothers and the community there. And masarap yung mga product. I like how unique it is, the glue and stuff, especially the ones with candied walnuts.
Yes,
all right.
Thank you.
Orange. All right. Thank you, Anton, for your kindness. Yes, all right. Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat, Marie. And hopefully, I'm sure, God will bless you with more things. But mukhang this is your destiny for now, getting CalaBoo in Magdalena, Laguna. Continue to empower the people there. And hope we'll have more projects soon. Let's start.
I am ready for that. I'm waiting for that. But guys, I just want to add, when you buy this, it also blesses about 150 people. So we also support milk feeding of the street kids. So if you need numbers, it's 150 that we're supporting talaga.
All in Magdalena or across?
Magdalena, across the Magdalena, Batangas, and Makati, because the street kids, the urban street kids, are in Makati. So Calabarzon.
All right, galing Again, congratulations and live an awesome life. All right.
Yes, awesome life. Thank you. We'll see you again. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Can you do a short clip?